Okay, here we go. 5E embodied. So we begin. I am here, we are here. And I invite everybody to find the natural resource, the peace of nature. For me, it's the redwood tree, the sequoia tree, and I feel my back against it, and I feel my butt on the ground, and down to the roots of the tree, and up in the air. And I hand over to Laura.
And for me, it's the ground, the soil, the mud, the feet touching and getting all dusty and black or red, depending on the color of the soil, and feeling the connection, the contact with the skin of the earth. There is grass, there are plants, but there is soil, and the feet, my feet are there. Really, really, really soily, dusty, muddy. And I hand over to Anne.
You're muted.
Thank you. I invoke a beautiful meadow with soft grass and prickly grass and buttercups, daisies, wildflowers. I invite the insects that feed on the grasses. And I pass over to Rob.
With this particular intention, my dog, my German Shepherd, Suki, comes to mind, someone with whom I have a deep connection. There's always the river running by my house. And the particular redwood tree on the University of Santa Cruz campus in Santa Cruz, California. And I pass to Laura. Is that Laura?
No, you pass to Kathleen.
Is it Kathleen?
Kathleen.
Okay, then I pass back to Kathleen.
All right. So I'm going to add to the rhythm because now we're going to add our ancestors. Boom. I, I invite all my ancestors who got ripped off and sold. I invite y'all all to come here because it's healing time. And I hand over to Laura.
Today, the ancestors are not human. It's the lineage of beings that have been here before us. Stones, mountains, trees, animals, insects, the lineage of beings who were alive before us. Pass it over to Anne.
Thank you. I invite the community of ancestors that have lived on the land, lived deep and connected with the land, honouring the seasons, the weather, the moon. And I invite these people to teach us and visit with their wisdom. And I the rod.
To this conversation in the community of mind, I invite my own father, Bob, and his father, Walter Sr., and his father, whose name I do not know, and pass to Kathleen.
And I open up this healing circle that we have created to people of the community here and present, and all the people of our creative mind community who are not physically present now. And I hand over to Laura.
Couldn't hear the last thing you said, Kathleen.
I invited the community of friends, and the community of friends I invited in were the people of the creative mind community, not physically together.
I invite the community of all the people who have good intentions in the world. The ones who are connected, the ones who pray, the ones who are keeping everything alive energetically. Pass it over to Anne.
I invite the children and young people of the world to our community. I invite them to contribute to this work and to our inspirational field, with their ideas and their blessing.
I connect into the field with my own son, Ari, who is also a creative mind practitioner, and any children of my children, including Eli and Aaliyah, and any who come after that. Kathleen.
And Kathleen brings in what I'm most longing for right now. Bring this healing work, bring this racial healing work into the world. That's what I'm mostly doing right now. And I hand over to Laura.
Bring the rhythm of the drum, the heartbeat of the earth. I hand it over to Anne.
My blessing and my curse. I want to first. I feel like I'm moving through the world with the emotional resources of a 12-year-old. Help me. I want the community to support me in my chest to rest.
Again, my work today is personal, but it may be transpersonal as well, having to do with the way we can be men in this reality. It has to do with a dream that I had last night, which goes back to an old feeling, and I think is possibly an old curse, at least in my family, if not in many families, and that is a deep sense of not knowing how to deal with life, of being set a task without any instructions as to go about the task, of playing a game without any idea of what the rules of the game are. And the corresponding sense of helplessness. And it is my intention today to heal this personal and transpersonal wound. Kathleen?
And what resource do I bring in? Somatic resource. To bring in this, to bring in my racial healing energy presence into the world. I hand over to Laura.
Or dancing to the rhythm of Rob's drums. Hand it over to Anne.
Resource that my somatic mind presents for me a gentle dance with my fingers, just I sense the energy work being done through time and space, as the beat of the drum allows the mind to finally rest. Quite right.
And as the question was asked, I tuned into my hips, the whole center of my body, which I am now moving. Sleep.
And so now I bring in embeddedness, and it's embedded in my all of this grace and all of this hope of my ancestors. Grace and hope. They did their part, and now I do my part. And I hand over to Lord.
Earth, and the support of the rhythm. And the support of all the beings who were before me. And I give back I give back everything that does not belong to me. With love, I return all those phrases that became curses. I give them back. They don't belong to me. I hand it over to Anne.
After this work to be embedded in my community, I have a very fascinating community at work. They teach me so much, and I love them all. And I ask that they support me in my journey as I learn to love myself. And I pass the rock.
I had an image of ancestors dancing around a fire, warriors, actually. And somehow the thought came to me that generations and generations and generations and generations, men had but to fight, reproduce, hunt. And I was just tuning into that as a reality. And I can feel again in my hips where I've had actually quite a lot of pain in the last couple of days, both strengthening and relaxing. Kathleen.
And I enact what's one act I will pose. One act I will do is I will invite groups and individuals. I will invite to the conversation on rights on February 22nd. And I will invite it. And I hand over to Maura.
We'll continue recognizing and welcoming and saying goodbye to what is not mine. Every day, a little bit every day. I hand it over to Anne.
One action I can take is I've been invited out to Saturday night with a lady from work, and I've been dithering about whether to go or not, with the excuse of, well, if I go, I'll probably drink too much, and so that it'll be wrong. But I can do this. I can go and have one drink and dance and communicate and bond. I don't need to use this to do this. What?
I'm going to find 5 of the 5 songs that tune into the energy that I'm tuning into with my ancestors, and dance a half an hour to those songs. Kathleen.
Hey, all of our actions find movements. All of our line movement right now. Feel the movement of letting go, the movement of being in the party and one break and just connecting and talking and 5 songs, 1 dance to the ancestors. Just feel it right now. The action. Expressive. Just feel it in your body now. How does that action, enactment, how does it move it? What does it look like? How is it moving in you right now? Maybe it's moving with sound, maybe it's moving without sound, but that enactment is already alive out into the world right now. And feel the empathy you have for yourself. Feel the empathy. Feel the empathy for your timidity. Feel the empathy for the part of you that holds on. Feel empathy for the part of you who doesn't dare. Feel empathy as you connect to the ancestors, as you connect to the songs and the music of the ancestors, the community, and the action. And empathy for yourself is all around you, like a golden, comfortable light made with my and your resources are there. And 3, 2, 1. Now, I invite you to support me, and I invite to support the visible and invisible world. Laura, invite our support and invite the support of the visible and the invisible world. We can't hear you.
I invite the support of the visible and invisible worlds.
And us too. Look at us. And invite us to support you.
And I invite you to feel empathy for yourself. And I pass it on to Anne.
Thank you. I want this to come alive in my world. Enliven it. We're creating a space to get what we need. Place of support. We are creating this with our ancestors, with the land, with the children, with the trees, with the stream. I ask for your support in my quest to mother the 12-year-old that so often seems to control my life. He so desperately wants a mentor, a guide, and I choose to be that guide. I ask for your support in this, and I share my empathy with you in all that has been touched today. for the support of the seen and unseen communities of which I am part. And I pass to Rob.
I ask you for your support and for the support of all the seen and unseen communities of which I am a part. I pass to Kathleen.
Okay, so we're going to close this circle out. And not only with just the drums, but everybody's going to make sound and close this circle out.
Hey, hey, hey!
Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay. That was the Rob and Laura Kathleen